Welcome to The Explainer. Look, if you've been anywhere near the digital marketing or online business space lately, you know the drill. You're constantly bombarded with these flashy offers promising you the absolute world for literally pennies. Well, today, we're going to completely cut through all that affiliate hype. We're doing an honest, grounded review of Jason Oickle's latest product, the PLR AI Product Engine. We're tossing the marketing speak right out the window to look at exactly what you get, what the catches are, and most importantly, if it's actually worth your time.
Okay, let's dive into this with the number that is probably staring you right in the face: $1 single. I mean, in an era where a mediocre cup of coffee costs $5 and online courses run into the thousands, a $1 entry price naturally sets off some alarm bells, right? It almost seems unbelievable, maybe even a little bit suspicious. You've got to ask yourself, what could you possibly get for a single dollar that holds any real value?
And right on cue, you get hit with these flashy sales page claims like, grab a complete business-in-a-box funnel for just $1 and start building your email list today. Okay, wow. Now, marketing language is obviously designed to excite you, but in this explainer, we are stripping all those buzzwords right down to the studs. We want to see what is physically sitting inside that zip file when you actually hand over your hard-earned dollar. So, here's how we're going to methodically deconstruct this product today. First, the $1 claim. Second, inside the package. Third, the PLR rules. Fourth, the catch and cons. And finally, number 5, our final verdict and score. Let's get right to it.
Section 1. The $1 claim. What actually is this product?
So the crucial point is understanding this concept of PLR, which stands for private label rights. You need to know that the AI product engine is not some fancy new piece of software. It's definitely not an 8-week coaching program. Instead, it is a complete, done-for-you content bundle that focuses entirely on teaching people how to use AI to design physical products. The whole PLR license thing means you're literally buying the rights to take this pre-made content, slap your own name on it, edit it however you see fit, and use it to build your own email list or audience. You're basically buying raw, customizable material.
Moving on to Section 2, inside the package. What exactly do you get for that $1?
And this brilliantly illustrates the front end of the bundle. You actually receive standalone lead capture and delivery pages. And notice how they're fully mobile responsive. They automatically adapt from big desktop monitors right down to smartphone screens. The best part? You don't need to go out and buy additional expensive software just to run these. They're totally ready to be deployed, so you can start collecting leads pretty much right out of the gate.
But the web pages are really just the container. Here is the actual core of the asset bundle. You're getting a fresh, pre-formatted 2,100-plus word report all about using AI for product design. You're getting those lead capture and thank you pages we literally just talked about. Plus, you get professional product image graphics and a whole matching set of promotional banners in all the popular sizes to really help you drive traffic. Just think about it for a second. If you were to hire a freelance writer, a graphic designer, and a web developer to build this exact funnel from scratch, man, that would easily run you hundreds of dollars and probably weeks of frustrating back-and-forth emails. Now, this next bit is arguably the absolute most important part of the entire package. You aren't just getting the final PDFs and PNGs. Buyers actually get the fully editable source files. We're talking the original Word documents and the layered Photoshop PSD files. This is absolutely vital. Why? Because the best way, really the only smart way, to utilize PLR content effectively is to rebrand it. You have to tweak the graphics and rewrite portions to fit your own unique brand style. Having those original source files makes all of that customization practically effortless.
All right, Section 3, the PLR rules, what you can and cannot do.
So your rights here are actually incredibly broad. You can edit and rebrand the report, you can sell the final PDF, or you can even break it down into smaller pieces for website content. But there are some very strict limitations you need to be perfectly clear on. You absolutely cannot sell or give away the private label rights themselves. You cannot sell those editable source files we just looked at, and you definitely cannot claim the original copyright. Long story short, you can use this content to build your own business, but you can't turn around and become a PLR dealer yourself with these specific files.
Which brings us to Section 4, the catch and cons, the hidden downsides.
Now, what's really interesting about this is the sheer volume of warnings regarding their policy. All sales final, no refunds. Look, in our deep dive of the internal data, this strict no refund policy is prominently flagged 9 separate times. It's an absolute non-negotiable term.
Now, okay, at a $1 price point, this is barely a blip on the financial radar for most folks. But strictly from a consumer rights perspective, you just need to know that once you click that buy button, your dollar is gone for good. You've got to be entirely sure you actually want the files before you purchase.
The second major con isn't really about the product itself, but rather how people tend to use it. It's what we call the samey risk. Because this is a mass-market PLR product, hundreds of other people might be buying the exact same bundle. If you just grab the pack, publish it completely unchanged, and then sit around wondering why nobody is subscribing, well, that's the samey risk in action. While Jason Oickle's core assets are genuinely solid, failing to customize the content is a massive implementation issue. If your stuff looks exactly like 50 other sites out there, it is absolutely going to tank your conversions.
And that brings us to Section 5, Final Verdict and Score. Is it actually worth $1? Let's quickly summarize why this package actually works. First off, the creator, Jason Oickle. He has over a decade of credibility in this space. He consistently ranks as a top 25% vendor on Warrior Plus, which actually factors in low refund rates and high buyer satisfaction. Second, the community consistently praises his quality control, meaning his stuff doesn't just feel like recycled garbage. Third, the price-to-value ratio is just laughably misaligned in the buyer's favor. Getting thousands of words and professional funnel designs for a single dollar is practically a steal. Ultimately, this provides an incredibly low-friction entry point for literally anyone looking to break into the massive, fast-trending AI niche.
Let's move to our final rating and see how this builds into our score. A very solid 4.0 out of 5. Now, it doesn't get a perfect score, right? We have to dock it for that strict no-refund policy and, of course, that inherent samey risk that comes naturally with all PLR products. But based on the sheer volume of value delivered, the high quality of the raw assets, and the almost non-existent cost, it easily earns a highly respectable 4 out of 5.
We've completely stripped away the hype, we've looked at the raw files, examined the legal rules, and highlighted the very real risks. Now, I'm going to leave you with this final practical question to chew on. Is saving yourself hundreds of dollars in freelance fees and weeks of tedious content creation worth risking a single dollar? For anyone looking to rapidly build an audience in the AI space, that immense trade-off seems pretty crystal clear. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next deep dive.